All right, what's going on, y'all? So this is a very special and exciting day and a very special video for you guys. So I told you guys I was going to document this. I recently paid off this van, and something that Karlton Dennis, who I promote, I told you that he's a great person to learn from as far as taxes, but also for starting and running your business. So I learned from him that I can transfer my vehicle. When I bought this vehicle, I bought it in my name. And I did that because of my credit, right? I didn't have any business credit when I first started. So I have excellent credit, and I was able to get a great interest rate. So now that I paid it off, it's time to transfer it out of my name and into my business name. So it's not as hard as you think. So I got all the information I need. I will let you know exactly what I gotta do. And this is for Texas only. I can't speak for other states. So I already pre-filled out the form. I got all the documents that I need. Now I just gotta go wait. So I am from California, you guys know that. I've been in Texas for 4 years now. Most of you guys know that. And I've been in Texas for 4 years. So I did go to the DMV once to get our driver's license, switch from California to Texas. And my experience, from what I remember, it didn't take that long. It wasn't too long of a wait. Maybe like 30, 40 minutes, something like that. So California, coming from California, you talking about 2-3 hours just to be seen. So we'll see, man. I'm a little nervous, I don't know, but I'm prepared. This is a Friday and I'm not doing any jobs, turned out everything. And the great thing, I brought my wife with me. I convinced her to come because I need the company. I don't like to be somewhere for like 3 hours by myself. So anyways, I appreciate her for doing that. But anyways, I'm on my way now to the DMV. It's actually called the Tax Assessor Office. They don't even call it DMV. So anyways, that's what we're about to do, and that's all I'm gonna document, and I'll let you know how it goes. So I'm not gonna record inside or nothing like that. I'm just gonna explain everything I had to do and the process, kind of give it an overall review, and that's it. But hopefully after today, Big Bruce will be in my business name. All right, guys, we're here at the Tax Assessor Office. This building right here on the corner, and no line out the door, so that's a good sign. Usually if there's a line out the door, you're gonna be here for a while, so that's good news so far. And I'm about to park right here, got a spot. All right, man, so all right, y'all, so I got my folder and I literally brought everything. So I brought everything I need as far as, like, you know, the form I need to fill out, my ID, insurance, registration, all that stuff. But I also brought all my business stuff. So I got my LLC formation from the Secretary of State form, everything. I got everything in here, even my EIN documents, everything. So I don't want to take any chances of not having what I need. So anyways, all right, man, we about to do this. Like I said, I'm not gonna show much, and then I'll let you know how it went and how long it took. All right, guys, you guys are not gonna believe this. So I am done. It literally took 30 minutes. 30 minutes from the time I walked in there and I walked out, all done. Big Bruce is now in my business name. So I will get my title in about 3 to 4 weeks. I will do a breakdown real quick. It ain't gonna take long. Just got a few things to share, and good news and bad news. So I'll share that. I'm actually gonna drive home right now so I can not be driving while I'm talking and focus. So I'll let you guys know what's up. All right, guys, we're gonna get through this pretty quick. So this is a very valuable video. So I went through the whole process. I'm gonna explain exactly what I had to do to transfer this vehicle into my business name, and you'll be surprised. Very easy. So as I said, it only took 30 minutes. I went in, I didn't have an appointment or anything. I waited about 15 minutes, and I got called to the counter, and it took about another 10 to 15 minutes to complete everything. So very easy. I did not take any photos or anything inside, but you guys know what a DMV looks like. So I did my research before I went. I looked up online what I need to have, like the forms and documents. So this is what you need, and this is only for Texas. I'm assuming this is the forms for all of Texas, but I could be wrong, I don't know. So this is for my county and for Texas. So I'm pretty sure it's similar even in other states. So the form that I used, it's a title transfer form, and so the form that I used is called a 130-U, okay? That is the only form that you need to fill out. Here's what it looks like. This is what mine looked like. Obviously, I blacked out everything, most of the stuff, but this is the form right here. You could find it online, and you could print it out and have it pre-filled out. So you don't have to fill it out right at the DMV. So that's the form you need if you're transferring your vehicle from your personal into your business name, okay? The second thing is your current registration and your insurance. Now, my insurance, when I got my insurance, I had already had it in my business name. So that's something you should do before you go. So transfer your, change your insurance from your name into your business name. That's a very easy process. Right over the phone, you could do it. And then your ID card or driver license number. And that's it. That's all you need to do the transfer. Now, when I was at the counter, the employee actually asked for my proof of LLC. So basically my letter of formation from the Secretary of State, he did ask for that. So I don't know if that's required. That wasn't a requirement when I looked it up, but it makes sense, right? Are you the owner? Can you prove it? So I gave him that form. I think he went and made a copy of it and gave it back to me. So bring that form with you. Your letter of formation from the Secretary of State, just to prove that you're the owner of your company. The other thing he asked is, are you 100% owner? So obviously if you're 50-50 with someone else, or there's multiple owners, that might be different process. For me, this was based on I'm 100% the owner, not sharing ownership with anyone else. So the other thing is there was no inspection required. So a lot of times, especially for a commercial vehicle, you will have to have your vehicle inspected. The reason I didn't have mine inspected, more than likely, is because it's not from out of state. So the title came from out of state, but the vehicle is not from out of state. So I know, based on my experience before dealing with stuff like this, is a vehicle that comes from out of state and you're registering it and titling it in another state, they have to do a vehicle inspection. So I did not have to do that. So just keep that in mind. If you bought your vehicle in another state, you may have to do an inspection, all right? Technically, your vehicle is not, like my cargo van is technically by law not a commercial vehicle. It's not over 10,000 pounds, but I do commercial work. So that's why I have to have commercial insurance. So that's very important to know. If you are moving goods, I don't care if you're in your car and you do DoorDash, or you do work with dispatch and you do, delivering packages. If you're delivering goods for money, you're required by Texas, I'm not speaking for no other state, but by Texas law, you are required to have commercial insurance, even if you're in a car. Most people don't. Most people don't have commercial insurance. I know people with a cargo van just like mine, and they pay regular insurance. They're paying like $80 a month, $100 a month. That is very risky. So just keep that in mind. If you get in an accident, you may not be covered, because especially if you're working, if you're in the middle of a load and you get in an accident, you're supposed to have commercial insurance. So that's required, Texas law. So anyways, that's a different subject. On the form, number 14 box, I had my EIN number there. The worker actually crossed that out and put my driver's license number. Not sure why, but just so you know, put your driver's license number. I don't think your EIN is needed for that. And that's it. So here's the big part. The process was very easy. I will get my title in, he said, 3 to 4 weeks. They'll mail it to me. Your business address, you can use your registered agent address, or you can use your home address. I recommend using your home address first, just to make sure you get your title, because if you use your registered agent, they're gonna mail it to that address, and then you have to pay to have them mail it to you, because normally I get my mail through scan. They can scan your mail and you don't actually get the hard copy. You need your hard copy of the title. So this is just my recommendation, use your home address when you first register it. Once you get the title, you can always change your address. I think you could do that online. So just change the address to whatever you want, but wait till you get the title. That's just my plan. So I use my home address for my business address just temporarily. So other than that, very easy, too easy. And I want to thank Karlton Dennis, because he's the one that helped me learn that I could do that and how easy it is. So you do not have to, when you buy your first vehicle, it does not have to be in your business name. You could buy it in your personal name and you can always transfer it later. Here's the last part, and this is the bad news. I said it's good news and bad news. The good news is it's very easy. The bad news is, my goodness, how much it costs. Let me put this in. So I almost had a moment in there. I was about to tear some stuff up. I was about to start knocking chairs over and knocking everything off the wall. Like, it was just crazy. When I did my research about how much the fees would be to do a title transfer, I was thinking it's gonna be under $100. It's like a $30 processing fee and then some other fees, but I'm thinking I'm gonna pay like around 120 bucks, right? It's just a transfer from me, my personal name, into my business name. Well, apparently there's a law in Texas, I think it's recent, it's new, and I may not explain this right completely because this is the same day, so I'm still doing research, but this is what they gave me as the price. Fees assessed, $13. Title application fee. Oh, title application fee was $13. TERP title fee, I don't know what that is, but the TERP title fee, $20, and sales tax. Sales tax fee was $1,395. Came out to $1,430 to do a title transfer, okay? So I'm like beside myself. I'm like, why am I paying that much? I'm just transferring it from my name, right? From me. I just paid it off. The bank released the lien. I own the vehicle, and I'm transferring it into my business name. $1,400. What is that? Doesn't make sense, right? It's the sales tax, right? So apparently, this is considered a sale. This is new Texas law. So before, I guess they didn't charge, because basically when I first bought the vehicle, right, the first time I bought it, even when I financed it, I paid sales tax. So when I transferred it, by me transferring it from my personal name to my business entity, the business is buying the vehicle from me. It's considered a sale. Even though there's no money transfer, I'm not charging, right? My business is not charging me for it. It's a clean transfer, no fees. They still treat it as a sale. So I'm selling it to a business. So it doesn't matter if it's my business or another business. If I gave this van to another business and they go there to transfer the title, they're gonna pay the same fee. So you get charged sales tax, and the sales tax is based on the market value. So, or something like that. So he looked it up, and apparently it came out to $22,320. That's the taxable sale. They could tax me based on that amount. So that's where that large sum of money came from. It came from sales tax. So it is basically equivalent to me selling the vehicle to my business, and they treat it as a sales tax, right? I'm the seller. I had to fill out the seller part in the back, and I'm selling it to my business, Pittman Cargo Express, bought it. So they're charging me the sales tax. Doesn't matter that I didn't pay anything for it. Doesn't matter that Pittman Cargo Express didn't buy it. They didn't pay anything for it. They're still gonna charge you based on the $22,000. So $1,300 in sales tax. The total I paid was $1,460, and I almost lost it in there. I could not believe it. I said, hold up, man. What's going on? Is this a joke? You gotta be joking with me. But yeah, so what I ended up doing, because they gave me the option to come back. They said, you can come back. And I said, no, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I said, you know, I'm gonna just pay it. You know, something in my mind, my heart just said, just pay it. Don't fight, don't argue, don't make a scene, just pay it. And because I was trying to process it in my mind. I'm trying to think, wait, why am I getting double tax? Like, I paid sales tax when I first bought it, but I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're looking at it as, you know, it doesn't matter that I'm the owner and I'm transferring it to myself, who's also the business owner. They're not looking at it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I sell it to my business or to another business. That's the law and the system. That's how they have it. It's a sale. So anyways, my wife, of course, she was mad, and she wanted me to try to get my money back. And she's like, you know, you should have talked to a supervisor, all that stuff. I'm like, they're not gonna change it. I know. I'm not gonna waste my time. So anyways, I went home, and I just made a quick phone call, and I called a registration service. So if you never heard of a registration service, there are services around your city. It could be a mom and pop shop, or it could be a bigger business, but they're licensed to process DMV paperwork. So those will typically be faster. They might charge a little more, like as far as the regular fees, but you won't have to wait in line. Like, you can make an appointment with them, or you can walk in and you'll probably be there like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's kind of a faster service. So most people don't know about those. You don't always have to go to the DMV. So if you're doing a title transfer or something like that, you could literally go to a registration service who's licensed to process DMV paperwork, and they'll do it for you right there in a little office. So anyways, and they don't work for DMV. It's a private business. They're just licensed to do it. So anyways, I called one that's pretty close to my house, and I just wanted to ask them, confirm that these charges are right. So they were like, yeah, unfortunately, yes. They said before, they used to not charge you. They used to not charge you sales tax because you already paid sales tax. They double charge you now. So because I did a transfer, it's one lien, 2 liens, and this is the 3rd lien. So I literally sold the vehicle to my business, who I'm the owner of, and they charged me sales tax. So it wasn't a way to get out of it. I could probably still try to fight it because I think that was excessive. I don't know if that amount is correct. I don't know what they use to determine. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna pay it off. I'm just gonna pay it because I don't feel like dealing with it. And maybe that's the wrong attitude. I don't know. When I confirmed with the registration service, that helped me calm down, right? I realized that, okay, they're not just ripping me off. This is, you know, normal. So anyways, I'm not happy about that. That's a lot of money. But it is what it is. It's the cost of business. It's the price of business. That's really the only way I can look at it. So it is a tax write-off. I mean, you know, any money I spend, I'm using my business card to pay for this stuff. But I mean, man, that's crazy. So I think that's very important for you guys to know. So if you are in my situation, your vehicle's in your personal name, and you, especially if you live in Texas and you want to transfer it, the information I gave you is correct because I did it. I literally just did it. But be prepared to pay a significant amount of money, sales tax. So I don't know if there's a way to get out of it. I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe there's some trick or some form. Maybe I need to call Karlton Dennis and ask him, is there a trick to this to avoid the sales tax? I'm sure there is, but I missed it. So it's already done. But this is an important video, so you know the process, you know how much it costs, and I would say research that. Find out if there's a way that you can avoid those sales tax when you do your transfer. That's the message here. So anyways, I'm still happy. That's not gonna kill my joy. This vehicle is now officially in my business name. It feels good, and yeah, man, that's it. The video long enough. So I hope you guys learned something here. Easy process. Thank you again, Karlton Dennis, the best, man. Appreciate you. So anyways, I gotta go recoup this money. I'm gonna be working like crazy for the next few weeks. Y'all have a good one, man, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.